So, good afternoon, everybody. Now, yesterday I was going to make this video, but I thought that if I hold off for just a moment, I want to see what everybody puts on Facebook, and I knew the kind of things that I was going to see, then it would help me to make this video even a little bit better. So, here's the thing. So, yesterday was the 4th of July, Independence Day for America. Boo, yay, all right, 1776, go. Here's the thing. So on Facebook, yes, there was a lot of conversation with people saying, you know, celebrating Independence Day, freedom, that sort of thing, and that's great, and that's awesome. This country and the Declaration of Independence and the Constitution and freedom from the British, and yeah, okay, that was good, and that's true. Historically, you cannot look at it and say that America did not begin its freedom ride at that point. You cannot. It's true. But people then start making the argument that, well, during that time frame, only land-owning Anglo-Saxon white males were the ones who actually became free, because, you know, of course, there was still slavery and women didn't have freedom, and if you was an Irish immigrant, you were treated poorly. So not everybody got to experience freedom based on that, and so that argument can be made as well, because that's a true statement too. And some people made the argument that yes, it started out, and there were a lot of people who weren't free when Independence Day started, when 1776 and the Revolution started. But as time went on, the endurance of the words that was written at that time frame, that gave people freedom as we moved through history. You know, as the slaves became free with Juneteenth, and as the, you know, Irish Americans and those sort of things started giving equal opportunities, as women went through women's suffrage, and, you know, Asians and everybody else, and so freedom is more progressive, and, you know, as we go through history in this country, and that's a good argument too, and that can be made. So here's the thing: everybody's right. Everybody's right. Historically, government-wise, it was Independence Day, so everybody's right. Okay, we cool with that? Good. Now here's the thing though. Independence, freedom, the main concept. The problem with independence and freedom is that even as slaves, you can be free. You know, see, Mahatma Gandhi said, and I'm paraphrasing it, that the moment you decide that you are free in your mind, the shackles of slavery will fall off. So even though you may not be free government-wise, legal-wise, that sort of thing, freedom is truly a state of mind. That's the truth of it. A state of mind is what brings about freedom. You see, many of us in this country can claim right now that we're free, but let me ask you a question. If you stop paying rent, what happens to you? If you stop paying your car note, what happens? If you paid your mortgage for the past 30 years and you made that final payment, but then next year when it's time for you to pay your land taxes, they will come and take your property, and it will go into probate court, and somebody else will have it, and the new mortgage will start on it. So you're not really free, because you still are beholden to somebody. Now, this is where those other people will come in, and they will make the argument that you can go off the grid, that you don't need money, you can barter, and you can grow all your food, you can make all your clothes, and you can dig a well, and you can do all these things and live off the grid. That works until you have to pay property taxes, because you still are going to have to pay property taxes. And so there's still going to be rules and regulations that the government can still impose upon you. So freedom can never be described as a governmental thing. Yes, people are living in situations where the government is pounding on them, where they are being oppressed. I'm not denying their fight, their struggle. I'm not denying what's going on with them. But in your mind is where your freedom really begins. Here's the thing. Here's the thought. There is absolutely nothing that you think about right now that was not given to you or programmed inside of you. Depending upon where you was born and who you was born to has determined your entire mindset. Every day you are experiencing things through all 5 senses, and your body and your mind is taking all that information in, and it is creating a mindset for you. Your mind is not your own, because you're just consuming information. You consumed information as far as your religion. You can consume information as far as your nationality. You consume information as far as your race is concerned. You consume information based on everything that you think you know about, and it was given to you. How many things can you truly point out and say that you went out and got that information? You went out and discovered this thing. You went out and decided that I'm going to think this certain way or be this certain way. there are things, let's say, make it simple. You can say, I want to go and learn French. And you can go out and learn how to parlez-vous français. You can do that. That's something you went out and did and decided that you wanted to have as part of who you are. But how many things in your life are that way compared to how many things in your life were programmed into you? Even some of the things you think weren't programmed into you truly are. You know, you may say, I decided I wanted to go to college, but how many times were your parents and people around you pushing and telling you, you have to go to college, you have to go to college, college is the way out, college will buy you financial independence, college will do it, college, you got to get an education, you got to get this job. Is that truly something that you put into your mind, or is that something that somebody else programmed into your mind? All right, so what I'm saying is that your own thoughts are not your own. And most people will think that, well, because I am here and I think, and because I think I exist, when actually, if you took a moment and stop thinking and don't think about anything, if you can get into that type of third eye Zen moment where you're not thinking about anything, you still exist. You did not cease existing because you were not thinking anymore. So truly, do you exist because you think, or because you exist you think? A little something. See, I am because I just am. I can be that way. I can take those moments. I don't have to think. I don't have to do. I don't have to anything, but I still am and I still exist. I know that may sound weird to some people, but the idea is nothing can have leverage over me unless I give it leverage. Nothing can cause me to be in prison. Nothing can cause me to be a slave unless I give it the power to do so. I cannot be enslaved by religion. I cannot be enslaved by money. I can't be enslaved by love. I can't be enslaved by physical pleasures. I can't be enslaved by pain. The only thing that can ever enslave me is myself and the thoughts that I allow to permeate my life. So happy Independence Day. But the true independence is when you decide that you want to be free in your mind. Long time ago, I gave up everything in order to have everything, because my greatness is non-negotiable.